Okay, hi everyone again. Maybe you just saw me. We had a bit of a technical error, but today's interview is with Santa from Calgary Ultimate Santa. We had kids send in questions, and Santa's going to answer them for us. So it should be pretty great. Taking any additional questions during the interview. But if you'd like, you can always pass on stuff, and I will send you the information to connect with Santa if you would like. So Santa can see us currently in the video, but there we go. Perfect. Santa, you made it. I was a bit worried we wouldn't get through to you at the North Pole.
I'm glad to be here.
We're so glad to have you. We had a lot of kids send in questions they really want you to ask. So I'm glad you could join us.
I'm glad that I can be here as well.
So the first questions I have for you come from Elliot and Theo in Calgary, who are 3.5 and 1.5. And the first question they had for you is they want to know how much you love your reindeer.
Oh, I love them with all of my heart, dear.
I think your reindeer work pretty hard. It sounds like they're really good. So it's great that you love them.
All the time. Summertime, but not so much. They graze out in the pasture, but they certainly do enjoy what they do at Christmas time.
The next question that they had for you was they wanted to know how many meters of presents you'll deliver this year. And Elliot had the guess that it's 64 meters.
Oh boy, that's a lot to ask. Considering I am delivering presents to all the kids of the world, I think that's a low number.
So many meters of presents.
Oh, you betcha. I'm delivering probably to 1 billion children, so that's hard to say in meters.
The next questions we have come from Cal in Pincher Creek, and Cal is 4.
Yes.
And the first question he had for you is he wanted to know, how does Rudolph's nose glow?
Rudolph's nose glows. It's very magical. He was born with that, and we treasure it. Nobody really truly knows other than the magic of that it happened.
Honestly, that's so wonderful. We're lucky to have Rudolph.
Well, some nights it gets pretty foggy up there. I certainly need it.
The next question we have from Cal is, what does the North Pole look like?
Well, the best way to describe the North Pole, if a child has ever been to a shopping mall, well, that's the size of one of my shops. And I have 7. And then I have the housing for 6,000 elves.
Wow.
Plus my home. So it's pretty big.
It sounds like it's big and busy, especially this time of year.
Well, this time of year, they work around the clock to make sure that every child gets a gift.
That's fantastic. The next question Cal had is he wants to know, why do you have the white thing on the very tip of your hat?
Well, this here just finishes off my hat and it makes it so nice. I have white here, red, and then boop, a pop of white.
The next questions we have come from Joel, who's 6 and lives in Strathmore. And he wants to know, so he has an elf on the shelf that's named Elfie.
Yeah.
And he wants to know if Elfie turns into a human when he goes to the North Pole every night.
No. They're always an elf.
Always an elf.
Always an elf. Once you're an elf, you're always an elf.
The other question Joel had for you, he wants to know what your plan is if your reindeer gets sick with COVID-19.
Well, from my understanding, the animals don't get COVID-19, so I think we're pretty safe.
You'll be okay. Your reindeer are going to be there no matter what, it sounds like.
No matter what. We don't have one case of COVID-19 at the North Pole, not one, and it's very well protected, and Christmas is going to be a go.
I'm glad to hear that because I know lots of these kids were worried that Christmas wouldn't happen, but it sounds like it's going to be happening no matter what.
You know what? I'm going to be there with bells on.
Honestly, I'm glad to hear it. The next questions come from Vivian, who's 8, Evelyn, who's 5, and Marielle, who's 3.5 from Calgary. And the first one they have is, how do you fly around the world in one night?
Well, it's very simple. I do it within the 5th dimension. And in the 5th dimension, I can go from one city to another city like that, really fast. All right. And only in that dimension can I stop time. I can reverse time, and I can go faster in time.
Honestly, you have so much magic. It's wonderful.
Well, thank you. I love it.
Honestly, I think we all love it. We're glad you have it. The next question they had is, how do you fly with just a sleigh and reindeer?
Again, it's very magical. I have Christmas magic, and the reindeer start to float, and then I call them out by name, and away we go.
The next question they had for you are, what are elves? They want to know what elves are.
Elves started from tree elves many, many years ago, and they came up with quite a few of the tree elves came up with me and helped me to live my dream. And my dream was to deliver a present to every child in the world on Christmas.
The next question they have for you are, how do you make so many gifts in 1 year before Christmas?
I'm thinking 6,000 elves help. Yes.
You have a lot of good workers.
I have a lot of dedicated workers, and they work really, really, really hard all year round to make sure that the kids get their presents.
The next one they have is, how do you know where each present goes?
Well, I have a big, huge list, and I follow it to a T. And each child is mentioned in the gift that they like. And that's the list that I check it twice.
The next question they have is, what is your favorite type of cookie?
Well, many would say chocolate chip. But you know, there is one cookie that is above all of those cookies. And it's near and dear to my heart because Mrs. Claus makes it for me when I've had a long, long day at the shop. And that's chocolate macaroons. I love my chocolate macaroons.
Honestly, chocolate macaroons are delicious. Now that we know you like those for Christmas, hopefully you'll get lots more of them too as you're visiting
I would
everyone.
love that.
The last question that Vivian, Evelyn, and Marielle have for you is, they want to know, is Rudolph a boy or a girl?
Well, if you were to listen to all the movies out there, some would tell you he's a boy, and some would tell you he's a girl. But guess what? I've given it already away, didn't I? He's a boy.
He's a boy? Okay, we have one last group of kids questions, and then I have one question for you. But the next group of children's questions come from Max, who's 9, Mercedes, who's 7, and Marcus, who's 5, from Central Alberta. And the first one they have for you is, they wanted to say, Dear Santa, why is your last name Claus?
Well, that would be because that's what my last name is.
I think fair enough.
It's just be Claus.
The next thing they wanted to know is if it's possible to get them some Pokemon for Christmas.
Well, I've got lots of Pokemon out there, so you don't have to worry about Pokemon cards. I got lots of that.
That's good. That's a relief. they also want to know, how do you hold all the presents of the world in just one bag?
There is a magical connection within the inside of the bag that connects me and my bag to the North Pole. And the presents come up into my bag as I do my trip.
That's perfect. And the last question they had for you is they want to know when your birthday is.
Well, I celebrate my birthday every 50 years.
Every
I'm
50 years?
every 50 years. Now, I'm 1749 years old. Now, that would make what next year?
Your birthday, it sounds like you have a big one coming up.
I have a big birthday coming up next year. I turn 1750. Now, up at the North Pole on my 50th birthday, we all get together in the center court, and there's the biggest Christmas tree you'll ever see. And we all dance and sing around the Christmas tree, and we celebrate my birthday.
Honestly, that's so great. Well, we wish you an early happy birthday for
Well,
next year.
thank
We're
you
glad
very
that you'll
much
have
there.
a nice celebration. So the question I had for you, even though I guess I'm not quite still a child, but I still believe Santa, is I wanted to know what your favorite Christmas memory that you have is.
You know, I don't really have a favorite Christmas memory. All of my memories of Christmas are near and dear to me. In all
Mhm.
of my heart, I can't tell you how much I love Christmas and I love the memories that go along with it.
We at Tullamore Retreat Center here really love Christmas a lot too. And we're really thankful that you were able to join us. I know this is a busy time of year for you, but it means a lot to us and all the kids. So we really appreciate it.
Well, I was glad to be able to come over and talk to you this morning. And you folks all have a very, very Merry Christmas and a very Happy New Year.
Thanks, Santa. Merry Christmas to you also.